Welcome to the Sex, Money, and Real Estate Podcast, the show for real estate couples about how to close more deals in the bedroom. My name is Nancy Jameson.
And I'm Bill Jameson.
And each week we deep dive into juicy, intentional, sexy conversations, sharing with you what it takes to create balance in your intimate relationships and your real estate business. Thank you so much for being here. Hey, baby.
What's up, hot stuff?
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. What a glorious weekend we had, huh?
Mother's Day weekend.
Yes, it was absolutely beautiful. I thoroughly enjoyed it, so thank you.
You're welcome. My pleasure. Our pleasure.
Yes.
The boys and I had an amazing time putting it together, and then an amazing time hanging out with you as well. So, yeah, it was great.
Thank you. I appreciated my alone time in the morning, for sure.
Yeah, we got our workout in, so, we enjoyed that too. And, in a way, kind of continued the Jameson habit on holidays.
Yes.
Of working out in the morning before we go out and do things.
Before we
I didn't
go
even
celebrate.
think about that. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, because traditionally we will on Christmas or Thanksgiving or
Easter, Memorial Day, really whatever holiday.
Yeah, we'll go for a family fun run before the day really begins. Miles for breakfast, if you will. So it was cool. Yeah, it was cool. I'm glad you enjoyed your time.
I did. I had consciousness workout.
Yes, you did. You did. I know you meditated, I believe.
I did an hour and 15-minute meditation. And I read, or I'm rereading Conversations with God right now, book one.
A great book.
So I spent about 90 minutes reading, which was amazing. And it was very beautiful, very low key. I had a delicious breakfast salad. You made me a breakfast salad with strawberries and blueberries and sunflower seeds, and I truly appreciated that. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yes.
Cool. I'm glad it was also delicious.
Yes, it was. Yep. And then we had we went for a picnic in Piemonte Park.
Yes. This all sounds like magic.
And laid out, well, yeah, I guess we are on magic. I just glossed right over that. Man, I was just super excited. We had a great weekend. It was just really beautiful. So yes, I jumped right in.
That's
I sure
awesome. Did. You have a great ability to influence self, others, in life in an empowering way. There's no doubt.
Yes, so lots of magic. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I appreciate that.
Cool.
And so to continue, so we went into Piemonte Park and had a picnic, and we had beautiful lunch, and we played soccer. And we played Frisbee, and we brought Lucas's bike. So he was rolling all over that park, up and down the hills, like the awesome kid that he is.
Rex, our teenage son, Rex, chose to take a nap in the middle of the park.
Oh, he loved it. He was getting some sun and some vitamin D. Got a little sunburn.
Yep.
Which is awesome. So it was really beautiful. And then we went and saw Mom and my stepdad and my aunt. And hung out there for a while and some really cool conversations. And then we came home and did our thing, did our Sunday.
Cold, chilled, baby.
Yeah, for like a minute.
Yeah.
And I passed out.
Yes. And it was awesome.
It was so
day.
awesome.
I enjoyed it.
So thank you for that.
You're
welcome.
I appreciate
it.
You're welcome. My magic is all around working on a win-win agreement with some friends that we choose to do life with. We have some friends who have decided that it would be a great idea to live together. And they verbally talked about a win-win, but never really put one on paper that was going to really assist them in their living situation. It's a married couple and another girl and woman. And, it was really beautiful. It was around cleaning and lifestyle and noise levels and, anything that could really come up around, living together and, cohabitating. It came up and we wrote an agreement that, with desired results, when desired results happened, there was a team win and individual wins. And if desired results around cleanliness or noise levels or anything were not met, there were consequences around that as well. That, and they wrote some genius consequences,
Cool.
the car washing and meal prep and extra cleaning and all that kind of stuff. And,
Cool.
and the beautiful thing was how open they were, to the whole thing. I mean, everybody was like wide open, really willing to make it happen. And I really appreciated them thinking of me to kind of facilitate that whole
Lead
thing.
them through the process. Yeah. The maturity level that when you were sharing with me about the process was really something that was very inspiring to me. Just being so mature and so aware that this is what's going to create an awesome experience for them. So I appreciated that level of maturity.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Awesome. So, darling.
Yes, my love.
What are we talking about today?
We are talking about our ideal client, our ideal coaching client, to clarify.
I love that.
Mm-hmm. So we get quite a few questions about who it is that we choose to work with. And to say today we decided to share that with you so that it was more clear and really share with you the mission statement for our coaching practice. And then some of the other things that we really integrate into our everyday. So I'm just going to start with our mission statement. If that's cool with you.
Yeah, go for it. Mm-hmm.
So this is our coaching mission statement. We have a separate mission statement for our real estate business. However, this is our coaching mission statement. Consciously creating joyous, abundant, mature relationships by coaching with clarity and conviction, connecting couples to their sustainable emotional and financial peace. And so basically,
boom, baby.
Yeah, no, it's very intentional. Of course, a mission statement is intentional. So
will you read it one more time and then go into it?
Yeah,
one
of
more
course.
Time.
Consciously creating joyous, abundant, mature relationships by coaching with clarity and conviction, connecting couples to their sustainable emotional and financial peace.
Yeah, that's just awesome.
Mm-hmm. Yes, absolutely. And so, one of the things that we believe in is that the mark of a truly great relationship is not that they don't fight or argue. However, it's how quickly do they have the breakdown and then move through it. And typically, most couples in our, almost 24-year experience of being a couple, most couples have their breakdowns around sex, money, and really overall communication. So how can they work through that effectively and really from a place of love? So it's not easy. We have been there.
Yes. We still get there.
Yeah. Yeah, we do.
And it's cool.
Mm-hmm.
And, we're healing and leveling up just the same way, and we talked about it in a recent podcast where, the healing never really ends. You get to one level and then you get to level up again and heal something that may come back up in a whole new way.
Mm-hmm.
So it's cool.
So that podcast was Healing is Not Linear.
Yes, that was,
and
ago.
It was really beautiful. So we decide to coach from that point of understanding, from those experiences that we have broken down many times, and we have definitely broken through. And this, like I said, this has happened on many, many occasions, and it's part of it. So instead of shying away from it, we tend to go straight through it. And sometimes it's not as easy as others. And yet, we really believe that by us providing the energy, the stories, and conversations, that we specialize in turning breakdowns into breakthroughs effectively. So, And again, that's the point in which we coach from. So we thoroughly enjoy coaching couples, and we both have individual coaching clients.
And we have room for more on our schedule at this point. We've been making more room, really, is what we've been doing, is opening things up and, kind of refocusing or repurposing how we dedicate our time. Because I'll speak for myself. I feel very passionate about helping to lead others through the breakthroughs, the breakdowns to the breakthroughs.
Yeah. It's definitely important to go through the breakdowns for sure, just to recontextualize that and create the space for the healing, for the breakthrough. Yeah.
So,
absolutely.
We're in the process of writing several coaching curriculums that address and heal and expand multiple areas of every relationship. And the result is directly proportional to your business expanding as well.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's that adage. I think there is a class that we take that they say it, how you do one thing is how you do everything.
Yeah. Is that a class? I
Is that
don't
a
know if
class?
it's a class.
I think we talk about.
But it's definitely something that we have. It's one of our laws, I guess.
Yeah, one of our.
It's like, where else does that show up in your life?
Right.
Yeah.
So, let's talk about maybe what our ideal client looks like, babe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So characteristics. Well, for me, definitely my top one is that they're coachable.
Yeah.
Willing to do the inside work and the exercises, because there are exercises associated with getting into those nooks and crannies and those places of secrecy. So it's important to do the exercises because it highlights the inside work that you're doing. So just being coachable.
I love that. I think one for me would be, I think open to like an abundance mindset. Really, like you were talking about, really willing to invest in themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And knowing that there's plenty out there and to go around, and there's plenty for them, and there's no scarcity out there.
Mm-hmm.
Plenty of resources.
Yes, absolutely. Which then flows right into that they have an understanding of the tremendous value that we bring to them.
Yes.
Yeah, based on all of our experiences and the reading and the classes and the workshops and the tens and hundreds of thousands of dollars that we've invested in all of those different things, all the different coaching modalities and practices. Yeah.
Yeah, and once you understand the value, we're looking for someone that is committed to the journey and trusts the process.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, that trust piece it's a big one. It's a big one, and
Sure.
With trust and faith comes surrender, and when you get that surrender, that's really when the magic happens.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So,
yeah. I love that.
and along with surrender, I think that you're the eternal student as well, right?
Yes. You never have, you don't know everything, and you definitely have things to learn. So eternal student is a big characteristic
Nice.
of one of our coaching clients.
Cool. Any other descriptors you can think of that highlight that? An ideal coaching client for us?
Speak highly of us.
Mm-hmm.
In other words, they're high advocates. They're open to referring us real estate business coaching clients and speaking engagements consistently.
Nice.
For sure.
Cool.
I mean, that's how we build our real estate business. It's 87% referral. So we, of course, are going to build our coaching business the same way. And I mean, I definitely feel like that one of our unique selling propositions is the fact that we utilize the podcast to leverage the things that we share, and how raw and transparent the podcast is how we get into those nooks and crannies in the coaching session.
Yep.
And so again, I think the transparency that we bring to the session is also indicative of how easy it is for them to refer business back to us, because what you see is what you get.
Right.
You may not like it. We may be a little randy or raw for some people, and we're not for everybody, and that's okay. And and again, what you see is what you get. So they're super, super high advocates of us. Absolutely.
Yeah, and so being an advocate like that, I think there comes a high level of gratitude and appreciation, because sure as anything, I mean we so are grateful and have a high level of appreciation for anybody that we work with. We hold them in very high regard.
Yeah, we speak highly of them.
Yeah. Absolutely. And it's you got to get into a coaching situation and surrender is, I mean, it's so courageous. It's so courageous. So, of course, high gratitude for anybody that is willing to put themselves in that place. And the goal is that the feeling is mutual.
Mm-hmm. Yes, absolutely. And one of my top values personally is a high degree of integrity, personal integrity, which for sure overlaps to professional integrity. But we're talking about personal integrity here.
Nice.
You do what you say you're going to do.
So if you go back to a previous episode of ours, you go to episode 16, we talk about what a game day is. So you can refer back to that. The game day, being that measure of your your health and fitness, basically that 20% of your totality. So if you're in the Atlanta area, that would be a part of the coaching as well to take a game day.
And if you're not in Atlanta, then you flying into Atlanta and taking the game day.
That's where I was going. That's awesome.
Absolutely. I mean, it's a physical assessment of where you are with your relationship to your health and to life. And so it's an integral part of the coaching philosophy, our coaching philosophy. So yes, you are open to take a game day here in Atlanta, Georgia.
Awesome. Cool. So if you were to talk about, what you would also need to know about us or our coaching, Nance, those are some great qualities, but what else do we share?
So Bill and I are very PPC balanced. We believe that being PPC balanced, and this is all Stephen Covey of 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. So P is production and PC is production capability. In other words, you're taking care of the golden goose so that they can produce those delicious eggs. And another way that we look at it also is that we're purpose-driven and principally centered.
Yes.
So there's not a whole lot that you're going to be able to do or say to emotionally drive us off of our center. And because we practice being principally centered and maintaining our source of happiness and our internal source of happiness, our intrinsic self-worth and self-value, and not driven by emotions or, what other people may do or any of those things. Like we practice being in the center of ourselves. And so that's essentially what being principally centered is living a sustainable lifestyle. Which
really leads to, we address in our coaching, we address the totality of the person.
Yes,
right?
Absolutely. And of the relationship, for the purpose of creating that phenomenal life experience.
Yep.
I mean, it is all about the totality of the person. And sometimes people just measure physical, and sometimes people just measure business, and sometimes people just measure the consciousness aspect of it, or like the mindset or spirituality of it, and don't ever address the physical. And that's, we address the totality of the person, hence, the game day, or hence the coachability, hence the lifestyle question. So absolutely. It's incredibly important. If you're going to maintain sustainability and the degree of level of intimacy in your relationship, and if you're going to maintain the degree of level of success that you've already achieved or that you desire to achieve, if you don't have your health, you're not doing business. And if you don't have your relationship, then your business is going to suck. I mean, it's just,
right.
It's really, see,
hand in hand,
transparent, raw.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Hi.
Yeah. And so I guess that really leads up to, no topic really is anything that we're going to shy away from.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, if there's something that we're not qualified to speak to, then we'll have that conversation too.
Sure. I mean, of course, we're not licensed therapists or psychologists or wealth managers or any of those things. And yet we have an abundance of resources and accessibility to folks that if you have specific questions, you better believe that we'll be able to provide you, 1, 2, 3 different referrals all the time, hands down.
Yep.
Hands down. And again, it's about that relationship. It's about it's the referral. It's the relationship based business.
And
yes,
we have a crap load of experience to share. So, yeah,
we do. And it's all lovely and beautiful. So
awesome.
Yes.
Awesome. So, what are some action steps, Nance? Like, how would you put the J.A.M on it?
I would say that there really is no need to qualify you as a referral or qualify your referral. Like if any of this resonates with anything that you're saying, then reach out to us, whether you're connecting with us via email or you're connecting with us via Instagram at Sex Money Real Estate. Email is sexmoneyrealestate@gmail.com. I mean, it's just reach out to us and we're happy to have the conversation with you.
Yep.
I mean, we have conversations all day long, every day.
And if this message maybe doesn't resonate with you, but you've got a friend or a family member or others in the business that would like to have you think would be a great connection, then do that 3-way email. Again, no reason to qualify them necessarily. Just reach out and let's see if we can have a great conversation.
Yeah. And then to that end, we are open to scheduling a 30-minute coaching session with you, whether it's Bill and I, or it's Bill or it's me. Either way, I mean, really, it's all about being a great fit for each other and it being a win-win.
For sure. Awesome. Well, I feel like that covers a lot of what an ideal client for us looks like.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, that's pretty descriptive.
Nice. It
awesome.
is. It is awesome. Yep. And before we wrap up, I do want to give some listener love. We got our latest 5-star review. It's just beautiful. It's from J Swan 1122, and he or she say it's so necessary. I love listening to this podcast. There's so much insight in each episode. I recommend everyone check this out. So
that's awesome. That's a great review.
Yeah, we really appreciate that. So thank you so much. That means a lot to us. And keep them coming. Keep them coming. Listen, subscribe, leave us 5-star reviews. Feel free to email us questions, all of those things. I mean, we are definitely open and enjoy having the conversation with you.
Sweet. All right. Well, love goes out.
Yes.
And until next time.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Wow, what a show. Thank you so much for listening. If you're inspired, we ask that you share the podcast with one person and subscribe and follow our show. I'm Nancy Jameson.
And I'm Bill Jameson.
And remember, it's a great life.
Woo!
Quick note about the Sex, Money, and Real Estate podcast. We are not doctors or licensed therapists. We are a joyous, abundant, and mature couple passionately sharing our story of growth around sex, money, and real estate. Our thoughts, opinions, and beliefs are our own, so please consult your doctor, healthcare provider, or your broker regarding any questions or issues you have related to your physical or mental health or specific state laws regarding your real estate business.